In our month-long expedition across Sri Lanka, we explored some stunning landscapes, hiked on undulating terrains, enjoyed some delicious food, partied really hard, met lovely people from different walks of life, and often got lost in the peace and calm. Now it was time to get to the widely popular and jauntily chaotic city Kandy. Here are some glimpses of what we are going to do in and around Kandy. We are going to go on one of the most nerve-wracking hikes to a tower that almost touches the sky. Do a day trip to the largest and best preserved cave temples in Sri Lanka. Visit a highly sacred site where Buddha's tooth is kept. And enjoy some local food and quality time at home with our friends. And the best part is, we are going to take you with us at every step. So, stay tuned. But first, like and subscribe to our channel. Reaching Kandy is easy. There is no airport in Kandy, but you can reach the Bandaranaike International Airport near Colombo, and from Colombo, take a cab to Kandy, which is around a 3 to 4 hour drive. You could also take the train from Colombo Fort to Kandy, which is a very popular route with frequent trains available. We, however, took the train from Nanuoya, the nearest railway station from the beautiful hill town Nuwara. The train we took was called Udarate Manike, and for a second class ticket, we paid 1200 Sri Lankan rupees per person. This route is a part of the iconic Sri Lankan scenic train journey, with beautiful views through large open windows. In the description below, you can find the link to our entire video on the Kandy to Ella iconic train journey. The train took 4 hours to reach Kandy from Nanuoya. Kandy is a beautiful city around a scenic lake. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a sacred city due to the important spiritual landmarks and cultural museums. Let's go visit some significant and really beautiful places in Kandy. First on our list is the Temple of Sacred Tooth Relic. Dalada Maligawa, in the heart of Kandy, is a world-renowned place of worship, and it was named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1988. This is the spot where the left canine tooth of Gautam Buddha is enshrined. The temple is built in the Kandyan architectural style and attracts worshippers from across the world. The entry to the temple is 2000 Sri Lankan rupees for foreigners belonging to non-SAARC nations and 1500 for foreigners belonging to the SAARC nations. For locals, the entry is free. Prayer service at the temple takes place 3 times daily. First in the morning from 5:30 to 7 am, then the midday service between 9:30 to 11 am, and the final evening service between 6:30 to 8 pm. The offerings given to the sacred tooth relic during these prayers are considered extremely sacred, and only the assigned monks and priests touch vessels that are used for the prayers. Try to visit the temple during these hours for a much more spiritual experience. During the prayer service, you cannot actually see the tooth because it is heavily guarded within the innermost chambers of the temple. In fact, if you visit in the month of late July and August, you will be able to witness the Esala Perahera festival, which is a 5-day procession celebrating and honoring the sacred tooth relic of the Buddha. The Tooth Relic Museum is another part of the whole experience you should not miss. The museum maps the journey of Buddha and how the tooth after his demise ended up in Sri Lanka. The museum also displayed some very interesting old artifacts that baffled us. Unfortunately, we cannot show you those as photography was prohibited in that area. So, you need to visit this mesmerizing place and see for yourself. The next place we are going to visit is one of our favorite destinations in Sri Lanka. Just 30 kilometers from Kandy towards the town Gampola, you can find the Ambuluwawa Biodiversity Park. The park is a symbol of religious harmony as it houses a stupa, a Hindu temple, mosque, and a church. And there is the very unique Ambuluwawa Tower, which we climbed. From Kandy, the Ambuluwawa Park and the tower is an amazing day trip. This is the Ambuluwawa Biodiversity Park, which is on top of the Ambuluwawa Hill Mountain. So to come here, you can come from Kandy. It's 1.5 hour drive if you leave early. 6 a.m. is the best time to leave to visit this place. That's when you can beat the traffic. Otherwise, you'll get stuck like we did. Another way to come here is to use public transport. The nearest railway station from here is Gampola railway station. From there, you can take a tuk-tuk and come here easily. So once you reach Ambuluwawa Biodiversity Park, you have to pay an entrance fee, which is 2,000 Sri Lankan rupees for foreigners. This whole biodiversity park is absolutely stunning. It's got lake, it's got trees, and it's up in the mountain, so the weather is really pleasant. And right now it's 10 a.m. and it's really pleasant. It's not hot at all. What we're going to do next is a really iconic thing. It's this narrow, thin tower that we are going to climb. This tower is supposed to be it resembles a stupa, but it has a twist to it. So as the tower goes up, it becomes more and more narrow with a spiral staircase. This white spiral tower is 48 meters tall and it is built upon the Ambuluwawa mountain, which itself sits at an elevation of 1080 meters above sea level. The tower becomes narrow as you go up and you can almost feel like you're touching the sky. We have the complete video on this fascinating destination, so do check it out in the description below. Dambola Cave Temple is a wonderful idea for a day trip from Kandy. It will take you 2 hours to reach the cave temple from Kandy by road. We decided to visit the Dambola temple en route while traveling to our next destination, Trincomalee. We will be taking you around Trincomalee in another video. But first, let's visit the Dambola Cave Temple. On the way, we decided to do a pit stop at the Dambola Cave Temple. So this place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it's supposed to be a really sacred place for Buddhism. We are going to climb up 364 steps and then reach the cave temple. So from here, Trincomalee will be around 2.5 hours more. We have already covered 2.5 hours journey. So we are going to see the cave temple and then we'll head to Trincomalee. So let's go and visit this amazing site. The entry ticket costs 1,000 Sri Lankan rupees per person for foreigners from SAARC nations. And 2,000 Sri Lankan rupees for foreigners who don't belong to SAARC nations. Dambulla Cave Temple is the largest and most well-preserved cave temple in Sri Lanka. The temple has been a holy pilgrimage site for 22 centuries. The cave temple has 5 monasteries, within which 157 Buddha statues and mural paintings covering an area of 2100 square meters exists. We really were awestruck visiting this place. The majestic way the cave covered the temple, the murals, paintings, and overall vibe of this place made us feel like we were standing in the cultural and spiritual hub of Buddhism. We visited the temple at such a perfect time as sacred prayers were being held there. So we are at the Dambulla Cave Temple in Sri Lanka, and this place is really magnificent. First and foremost, this temple was not, it was not made from scratch, but rather they had carved it out from a single existing granite rock, which you can see, and that's why the outer appearance looks like a cave. But when you go inside, the entire temple is actually in a cave, and there are Buddha statues everywhere, and even on the ceilings of the cave you can see inscriptions and paintings and more graphics of Buddha telling his entire story. Another very interesting thing about this temple is that there is a Hindu temple as well right here, which hosts Lord Vishnu, and this is actually to show the connect between Buddhism and Hinduism and its roots. So we are very excited to be here. In fact, as I stand here right now, it's 10:30 in the morning, and the priest just told us that every day at 10:30, from 10:30 to 10:45, they have a prayer ceremony inside, and all the people are asked to move out. So there are 5 temples inside this entire long stretch, and all the 5 temples' doors are shut between 10:30 and 10:45, and they perform a special puja, a special prayer. In that prayer, they offer 6 curries to Lord Buddha, and along with that, they offer a betel leaf, apricot, and lime. Along with dessert. So that's the entire thing, that's the entire offering plate for Lord Buddha, and once the prayer is over at 10:45, the doors will open and all the people can go inside. So this entire ceremony is so festive. We could hear drums playing, people were coming in with flowers and their offerings, and the weather is of course beautiful because the climb was really high, and over here it's a mountain, so it's windy and it's gorgeous. We would highly recommend people to come to Dambulla Cave Temple because it's little known, but it's one of the very, very sacred sites for Buddhism. So let's wait for 10:45 so we can go inside again. Once the prayers were done, we got to go inside and say a silent prayer. Just downhill from the cave temple was the Dambulla Golden Temple, where we got to witness the magnificent golden statue of Buddha. If you are in and around Kandy, do make a pit stop to this spiritual place and take back some learnings with you. Another popular day trip from Kandy is to visit the ancient rock fortress Sigiriya. Sigiriya is undoubtedly Sri Lanka's most famous historical monuments. The entry ticket to Sigiriya is approximately 10,000 Sri Lankan rupees. For us, visit to Kandy was all about spending time with friends and exploring the lesser known places. So, we could not make it to Sigiriya this time, but it's definitely at the top of our list for the next time. Santigiri Stupa is the largest stupa in Kandy district, and it was on our list of places to visit. Stupa was built in 2022, making it relatively new with impressive architecture and a beautiful location that gives you panoramic views of the surrounding areas. This stupa is located within the Hantana mountain range, which is around 6.5 kilometers from the main Kandy center. Once you reach the entry, you will find a huge parking space. From there, climb a flight of stairs that go all the way up to the stupa. The stupa stands at an elevation of 930 meters above sea level. When you go inside, you will find a large inner hall with a beautiful Buddha statue and a silver tree with branches going everywhere. If you are in Kandy, do not miss out on this spot. It's very near to the city and is a great destination to be within nature and embrace of Buddhism. Oh, and when we were traveling to this destination, we saw this unique natural car wash area which made our day. Interesting, right? Watch sunset at the sunset point or the Kandy viewpoint for a relaxing end of day. Here, you can get vast views of the city, including Kandy Lake and the temple of the Sacred Tooth Relic. As mentioned before, we wanted to spend some time in Kandy with our old-time family friends, and so we winded up our day adventure with some good old conversations and great food. In their warm, loving home, we felt that borders may divide countries, but never the bonds. Oh, and the showstopper was definitely their cute puppy whom we couldn't get enough of. So we have the privilege of hanging out with our old-time friends who are from Kandy in Sri Lanka. And it's been so much fun just staying in their gorgeous big house and talking about their culture and exchanging information about each other's countries. And we are so thankful and happy we are staying with them. The best way over which people connect is food. And today we have Auntie who has cooked amazing Sri Lankan food for us. So we are going to go and gobble up some really good food. So let's go and eat. Also got to eat fresh mangosteen fruit, which was new to us, and it was seriously delicious.
Yes.
You also eat, no?
No, you can.
Kandy is a bustling city with a beautiful heart. Despite the traffic jams and the many buses on the roads, spending a few days in Kandy can really show you the urban chaos of Sri Lanka. Next, we are traveling to our final destination in our travel series, and this one is all the way up in the northeast coast of Sri Lanka. Trincomalee is an untouched destination that has sparkling blue waters, a quaint and enjoyable nightlife, and remarkable spiritual spots. So, stay tuned as we continue with the last leg of our adventure and follow us for lots more local travel content.